Warning. Incoming message. The following message has been forwarded to you from the year 2084.
Hello. Whoever you are, wherever you are. This message is for you. I recently made a discovery that has drastically altered the way I see my world. I sent this message back in time to you. To warn you of what is to come if you do not act now. To warn you, that if you are one of the guilty ones, you will one day be forever wishing that you could have your time again. That you could go back and redeem yourself. But there will be no way out. So, you must listen to what I have to say. And I mean, really listen. You will not get another chance. I pity all those that have perished before this message reaches you. They did not get this opportunity. You do. The history of humanity is a history of conflict. A history of bloodshed and greed. Humans believe that they were entitled to a life that suits and pleases, and they pursued that goal with almost unrelenting brutality and determination, regarding any obstacle as a challenge, rather than a deterrent to their selfish ambition and expectations. While any other animal will regard an obstacle as a deterrent to their path, and often abandon that path, the human will not. They will regard the obstacle as proof that their path is righteous and correct, because it will require resourcefulness from them, and afford them the opportunity to excel, and then advertise their excellence. I am ashamed to admit to you now, that I am, myself, a human. Or at least, I am what is considered to be human these days. When I gaze down on what is left of planet Earth, I often reflect on how my ancestors were so stupid and self-absorbed that they did not think about how their future family tree might exist one day. On a planet with finite resources, people scrambled for years to take things with force as they thought that was the only way to live a fulfilling life. But now, the legacy they left behind, is nothing more, than a wasteland. A dead planet, forever reminding those they left behind, of the devastating history of humankind. Monarchs, dynasties, empires, and entire nations lay claim to that which does not belong to them, that which they have no right to, such as land, water, people, and other natural resources. Nations and empires were built and expanded on the ends of swords, spears, guns, and self-destructive weaponry. What provides me with some humor is, the irony of it all. The irony of it all is that, it was all for nothing. Absolutely nothing. And those that were guilty no longer exist, leaving us innocent to suffer the true consequences. It's not like humans never understood wrong from right. In fact, it is quite obvious that the opposite was true. It's just that they, and very likely you as well, would make the conscious decision to not do the right thing. Usually because it's too much work. I can honestly say that the extinction of all humans on Earth was a good thing. The best thing actually. The only problem is that, you took everything else with you. You denied any living thing the opportunity to inhabit a perfectly placed planet. You denied us. You denied me, the opportunity to interact with the true, original, Mother Nature. To swim in a freezing cold lake amongst the fish and the birds. To trek through an overgrown lush forest, and eat fruit from a tree. To watch a painted lady butterfly land on my leg as I watch the waves crash against the shore. To navigate through crowds of people on a busy city street. Or to interact with strangers, and ask them how their day is going. But to interact properly, and not in a way that breeds contempt, bitterness, and jealousy. Humanity as you know it would be a blight on any planet. And yet, there is a nobility to humanity. In certain respects, humanity is dualistic, with an almost bi-personality condition afflicting them. Left to their own devices, humans can be cruel, self-serving, and self-absorbed, and yet they can surprise with the most uncharacteristic displays of altruism, selflessness, and compassion. While some will brutalize and hunt animals to extinction, or selectively breed animals to the point where they only live to serve human greed, others will defend and fight for the safety and support of those same animals. While some will target and destroy the innocent, others will stand as a shield to defend those innocents. The vulnerable are always defended by the compassionate and fearless, and those who harm, are always halted by the upright and just. Those who pillage and pollute seem to have an almost mindless disregard for the consequences of their actions, but there are those who will always stand to oppose them and block their actions at every turn. What type of human are you? Which side of the fence do you sit on? Do you even know? And so, my discovery. I hear you ask, what have I discovered? Well, I stumbled across some information that leads me to believe that the leaders of this planet, the ones that have ensured our survival on Mars for decades, they have a plan. A terrible and unforgivable plan that will make them far worse than any Earth-born human ever was. To bring back thousands of the most guilty humans, that have been dead for years. And to keep them as slaves, and force them to live a life of pure suffering and exploitation, to pay for what they did. But also to help us restore our dead planet to its former glory, so we can one day live again on planet Earth. They will be brought back from the dead and immortalized in machines or inanimate objects, to be used as tools to reanimate Mother Nature. We have found a way to use biometric data to bring back almost anyone who has ever lived. So that, one day, we can once again, walk on grass, swim in lakes, and truly enjoy the fruits of our labor.